peace in your being has to begin with the spiritual teaching. When we conclude a prayer among our people, after a prayer is said, we conclude the prayer by saying and repeating 4 times, the translation is that, again, it is maybe translated to say it has become good again, or it has become beauty way again. But some people think it says something like, all is well. All is well. But when I've discussed it with some of the elder people, back when I was yet still young, and they told me, they said, Hashayakti, which means the speaker of peace, which is the very and the most principal holy person, the principal being, the principal deity. Hashayakti. When we talk about him, we learn from the teachings there that to say, that means all is at peace again. All is at peace again. And that is what is repeated 4 times. So the teachings of our people is to say that peace is very important. And so when people consider peace, they might just have it for their physical environment. But in traditional way of our teachings of our people is that your peace in your being has to begin with the spiritual teaching. That is very important. Be at peace with the spiritual teachings. Be at peace in the spiritual setting. And those are the things that we are told when we offer up stone offerings. And that is also when we have when we're having ceremonies. When you have sweat lodge. The idea is that you don't go in there angry or in some way negative. You want to be at peace and prepare yourself to be at peace spiritually, and to be at peace as much as you can emotionally, and to be at peace in your mind, and to be a person of peace as you go into a ceremony or as you go into a sweat lodge. And so it is important to understand that peace is to understand that the holy people are the ones that are in charge. They are the ones that have planned all of this for us to experience existence here in this life. And so it is that we have the emotional peace. Emotional peace is something that we have to acquire. It's not based on feelings. Feelings is something that changes from day to day. But the emotional self, the emotional peace, is something that lasts forever. And then you have the mind. And in the mind you have things that you do. In your mind, it's all based on what you see, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch, and what you hear. If you choose the things to hear things that are not sacred, or to touch things that are not sacred, or to smell things that are not sacred, or to look at things that are not sacred, you're not going to have the peace come into your life. So you always have to be aware of your physical environment in the way that what brings peace to your mind. Your mind is the only thing that connects to the things that you experience in the physical setting. And so the teachings are that to have peace in this, the third world, that we have to be able to have spiritual peace, emotional, mental, and physical peace. And it's something that we have to understand. And that peace is a sacred thing. Peace is holy. Was this symbol? And that is something that's very important, that you keep things sacred. Was this symbol? Is that we are, to have peace, we must have things that we keep sacred. Was this symbol? Is where you're going to get the was the case. Was this sin? The gaining of peace in your being, your entire being, of your spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical self. You don't start at just one point from the emotion or from the mind or from your physical environment. It has to be a combination of all of them. But it is that the most important one is the spiritual self. Was this sin? When you make things holy and make things sacred, then you can begin to understand it emotionally. Then you can comprehend it mentally. And then you practice it in the physical environment. So it is that peace has to be something that involves all of the areas of your being. The idea that feeling at peace is something that changes. If you rely on your feelings for anything, it's not something that's going to last. Feelings change from day to day. But when you make it an emotional thing, not based on feelings, feelings are so fleeting, so changing. Emotional stability, emotional growth is what's going to last. And so peace has to be done emotionally. Peace can't be based on feelings. It has to be something that is of the spiritual nature, sacred nature, and holy nature of the feeling that emotion of peace. And those are the things that we are told.